What's up, everybody? It's FaZe here, and this is a guide to Ratatoxic in Ender's Echo. As you see here, there are going to be 4 new bosses in Ender's Echo, and Ratatoxic is one of them right here. So let's quickly go over Ratatoxic since they are the first boss to be released. The best survivor to use against Ratatoxic is probably your highest level survivor. But if you have Worm, you're going to want to select Worm due to the listening bug skill. This skill and his other skills will allow you to deal bonus damage to the boss. It's kind of like the high power bullet. The common survivor is not too shabby as well. They have a passive skill that will increase all skill damage by 3%. But if I had to choose between any of the 4 survivors, I would go with Worm. Next, let's talk about the best equipment to use against Ratatoxic, starting with weapons. The best weapon to use in Ender's Echo is probably the kunai. If you have a red revolver, it's not too bad as well, but it's hard to use. The Gatling gun can also perform well, and any of the S-grade weapons are not that bad either. And I would say in last place, we have the katana and the bat, but they can still be effective if you have them. Next, I like the Eternal Suit because it will revive us and increase our attack by 15% and movement speed by 15%. And if you have this in red, it will revive you twice. Any of the S-grade belts aren't too bad either. As you see here, the Eternal Belt will increase the revival effect by 20%. And also, it will trigger invincibility for 2 seconds when damaged. And when that happens, your attack will increase by 50% for 3 seconds. When it comes to boots, I like Voidwaker Treads and also Light Runners. Voidwaker Treads have a red skill down here that increases proportionate damage against enemies with lower movement speed, and this can be great against bosses. Epic Light Runners will also increase your damage by 20% for 3 seconds after killing an enemy. So in Ender's Echo, once you kill a mob, you can get a 20% damage increase. In addition, a lot of Voidwaker equipment is great, including the Voidwaker Sash and Voidwaker Handguards. Voidwaker Handguards have this skill right here that says Blood Suppression, 50% damage against bosses and elites. And that's pretty self-explanatory. And then we have Army Gloves right here, and they have a skill that says damage to elites and bosses plus 20%. And at Epic, that will be increased to 50%. So any piece of equipment that can deal additional damage to bosses is great here. But for now, I'm going with my strongest equipment, and that is S-grade Eternal Gear. The Eternal Necklace has a legendary skill that will increase all passive effects in battle by 15%, and I think that's great. Eternal Gloves will also increase our crit rate and crit damage, which is really good against bosses. It can cause a lot of damage, so that's what I'm going with. When it comes to tech parts, you're going to want to equip an excellent precision device to get this skill right here that says Drone. Homing. Missiles home in on enemies in range, reduced firing rate. So this will cause the missiles fired by the drones to automatically target the boss. All right, let's check out Ratatoxic for the first time. We are currently in the Epic group. We were in the Ace group before. This is a new season, so we start out in the previous group. Let's grab the listening bug to start and collect all of this biofuel. I like the lightning emitter as a third choice behind your weapon and the drone, so I'm going to choose that. And look at Ratatoxic right here. He's going to rush us, run all around, and as you see, there are mobs here. So if we were wearing light runners, once we kill one of those mobs, we can get an additional damage boost. It's also really smart to upgrade your weapon here. Try to evolve it as soon as you can. And the Koga Ninja Scroll is a great passive skill. It will help us level up and obtain skills faster. So no matter what weapon you're using, you might want to choose it. Here's Type A drone. I would like to find both drones. The drones are a great skill to use against bosses. They're right along the kunai in damage. They can usually deal about the same or less, sometimes more. But the Spirit Shuriken should be able to deal more damage. And here's the high power bullets. This will increase our attack by a percentage. And here's Type B drone. We now have both drones. This boss will also go underground and try to chase us, so you want to avoid it. You want to keep on running. And as you see, it will constantly charge us. But for about the first minute, you shouldn't really take too much damage until now. And look at this skill here. It will leave lasting damage all over the ground. So Eternal Boots might be really effective here. We might have to try them out next. We also might want to try out the laser launcher and the Molotov because they can remove lasting damage from the ground. In addition, if you take a death around the 1 minute mark, I know it's the 2 minute mark here, you can increase your movement speed and attack. Just make sure to live. And as you see, there is food on the ground, so we can save that if we need it. Let's grab more drone. Let's go. We are getting surrounded here. Look at all of these mobs and look at this lasting damage. There are so many mobs, and this boss just keeps on attacking. It just keeps on attacking. Look at this. It's leaping everywhere. It's throwing lasting damage all over the ground, but we are somehow hanging on here. We are somehow hanging on. Here we go. It is finally over. Let's check our damage. That's not much damage, 1810. The kunai had 51%. It really carried us right there. And as you see, that's absolutely not enough to get us in top 3. So now let's try this from my phone. I'm going to use the same setup. I'm not going to use Eternal Boots now. Let's see if we can get more damage from a mobile device than we can from a tablet. There's Koga Ninja Scroll. So we grabbed Koga Ninja Scroll quite early, and that might be able to help us get some more skills here. It seems to be hard to evolve our skills now that there's a 3-minute limit. So it looks like you want to grab the drone, you want to grab your weapon as soon as you possibly can, and maybe grab the listening bug, find the high power bullet, and anything that can help you remove lasting damage from the ground if you're having trouble with lasting damage, like the Molotov or the laser launcher. The boss is now going underground. I'm trying to collect as much gold biofuel from the ground as I can. So that's where I'm going. I'm going from gold to gold, trying to get as much as I can. Hopefully we can evolve the kunai into the Spirit Shuriken soon. We are approaching the 1-minute mark, so it might be smart to take a death here. He's not really dealing that much damage to me. I'm trying to die, and there we go. As you see, once this shield is activated, we will deal additional damage. We will have a damage boost. So let's die. Let's die right here. We will have increased movement speed and an increased attack, so we should be stronger, and we can also die a second time if we wish. So let's do that. Here's the Spirit Shuriken. We have evolved the Spirit Shuriken. Can we die though? Can we die? Will this boss kill us again? He's not really dealing that much damage to us. And there we go. There's the second death. So everything should be increased again. Let's go. Look at all of this lasting damage on the ground. It's pretty hard to avoid, but it's not really dealing that much damage. And as you see, the boss will keep on going underground, trying to take us out, but we're going to stop them. I want to stay near the boss so the drones keep hitting them, and we can keep getting them with the listening bug. And there we go. We have evolved the Destroyer, and we have a 5-star high power bullet. Let's grab the RPG. So our attack is being increased drastically by a lot right here in the last couple of seconds, and our health is also very low, but we can do it. Where'd the boss go? There it is. It cheats. It goes underground and you can't really hit it, but we're getting it. We're getting it with some damage now. 1 second left and we died. So that's better than before, 7629. And the Spirit Shuriken had 44%, the Destroyer 53%. So even though we evolved the Spirit Shuriken before the Destroyer was able to deal more damage. I think the Spirit Shuriken was probably hitting a lot of the mobs on the screen. And just like that, we're in 4th place. We'll have to try again tomorrow to get even higher. Now we know what to do. Now we know what to do. Thank you so much for watching. That's it for today. If you have any questions or comments about this boss, let's hear it in the comments below. Smash like and subscribe. I'll see you guys later.